Thank you so much, Piotr. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's really so good to be again on the Cybersec stage. Feels like home. My name is Joanna Świątkowska. I'm CEO at ECSO, and together with Milda Kaklauskaite, who's our head of two divisions dealing with cybersecurity market in Europe, we're going to shed some light on challenges and but also opportunities when it comes to cybersecurity market in Europe. But before Milda will take you on this journey, I would like to say just a few words about ECSO itself, who we are and why we are in a quite good position to speak about cybersecurity market and everything that revolves around that. So basically, ECSO is the go-to association focusing on cybersecurity aspects in Europe. And I would say that we cherish this quite unique position due to the several factors and characteristics that we hold. So currently, we bring together more than 290, close to 300 members coming from across Europe. And I'm proud to say that our members represent entire full spectrum of different cybersecurity stakeholders. So you can basically see it on the slides. Among a pool of our members, we have large companies, SMEs, research centers, universities, regional clusters, public administration, I'm going to come back to that, investors and end users. Public-private cooperation is within our DNA. That comes from our origins. We were created as a contractual partner to the European Commission to implement private-public partnership back then. And till today, I would say, enjoy a trustworthy position when it comes to the dialogue with the European institutions and beyond, also with the public administration at the national level. Because of the diverse pool of our members, we can cover end-to-end cybersecurity topics. So we deal with technology, education, skills, policy, but of course, and that's the reason why we are here, we also deal with market. And Milda will say all about that in a second. Why we are concentrating on the market so much? Simply because there will be no strong Europe without it. There will be no resiliency, there will be no digital autonomy that we try to support, and we treat it as a part of our key mission. So with that, over to Milda, who's going to tell you a little bit more about how the market looks like right now, what are the obstacles, and what ECSO is doing in order to fix those potential issues. So thank you so much, and Milda, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Joanna. Hello, dzień dobry. It's my first time at the conference, but I hope not the last one. And as Joanna mentioned, I will have a bit of a deep dive into our activities related with investments and startups. So I think very often we say that here in Europe we have a lot of cyber poets, but not a lot of cyber plumbers. So actually, at ECSO, we believe that actually we have a lot of cyber plumbers. They just need a bit of extra help. And actually, maybe you're wondering what kind of situation this image represents. So actually, these are the companies, the leading European cybersecurity companies that were acquired by non-European entities. And as you can see, these are not all. This is not a definite list. This is just a few examples. And of course, we have a free market. We live in a capitalist society. So of course, companies can be bought and they can go wherever they want. But what we argue that these companies very often leave Europe because, for example, in the US, they have much more opportunities to scale up and develop the business. And there's a few reasons for that. These are the very latest examples of the two European cybersecurity companies who left Europe to the US. So first example is Enigmedia. So they got a huge investment back in February from the US investors, and they were kindly asked to move to the US. Of course, we are happy for the guys. They're really scaling up the business and they're developing it in Europe, in US. But it would be nice to have these guys in Europe as well. Another example is Sweepatic. So this is another example of how European company leaves Europe. So they were acquired by the big US integrator, and they're about to leave Europe now. So as these examples illustrate, we have two main problems in Europe. So first of all, there is big market fragmentation. And by market fragmentation, we mean that there's, okay, we have, I think, even we talk about the single market, we actually have 27 markets plus after countries and so on. So for companies, for example, the Polish company wants to scale up the business in other countries, they have a lot of challenges. So they have to first meet regulatory requirements of other markets, other countries. They have to have teams which should speak the local language. So there's a lot of things which you avoid in US. Another big problem is the lack of financial capital. So basically we have a very good investors in Europe who are specializing in cybersecurity, but their pockets are not deep enough. And if the company needs a huge investment, these investors are usually cannot cover their investment needs at once. So we had quite a few activities that we are focusing in the recent years to address these problems. So at ECSO, we not only talk about problems, but we try to solve them. So one of the initiatives was, we talked with the European Commission and we really urged and talked with the guys saying that, look, we need to have a big pan-European investment platform where public and private funds would be poured together so we have enough money to invest in the European companies and they don't need to look for investors outside, unless they want to. So this initiative is under development, so we are looking forward to see what's next, but we've been working with the guys from European Investment Bank, European Commission, and our investors community, because the biggest added value of ECSO that we are able to reach out to different stakeholder groups, and especially when we talk about the market, we work closely with the startups and SMEs who need this help, but also with investors. So if you're one of them, don't be a stranger, get in touch, and we'll see what we can do together. Another initiative, what we have, and it's one of our flagship initiatives, is Cyber Investor Days, which are actually happening just right on the other side of the room. So this is a matchmaking event which helps selected cybersecurity companies to meet investors and discuss potential investment deals. So these events happens, one of them happens now, but there's a lot of these events that has happened and going to happen across Europe. So what we do at ECSO, we partner with different organizations in different corners of Europe to make sure that we give visibility to the local ecosystems, and we help companies from these ecosystems to get visibility and increase the exposure at the European market and even on the global markets. And these events brought some good results. So here you can see investment deals which has happened as a result of the matchmaking activities that we did via Cyber Investor Days. So we're really happy about these companies and these investors. And this is not the definite list. And we hope that actually this list even increased in the future. So thanks a lot for your time. And if you have any questions, myself and Joanna will be happy to answer them. And don't hesitate to get in touch. We'll be around.
Thank you so much. We are still a couple of minutes ahead of time. I know that Paul is already here ready to take the stage over and tell us a little bit more about the industrial policy, how does it work within European Union. So we're going to continue on the topic, I believe, just to maybe add a few words, since we still have a couple of minutes, to what actually Milda said. Yes, we concentrate on the market. Yes, we bring together different stakeholders. But we also, as I said, try to cover full spectrum of cybersecurity topics and solutions. So when Milda mentioned the fragmentation of the market, which sometimes stems from different regulations in different countries, what we always try to advocate for is whenever we are seeing yet another instrument, regulatory instrument, being invented at the European level, we always advocate for harmonization, for coherent implementation of those tools across European Union. Now, We are ahead of quite interesting times related with the NIS2 directive implementation. We are just around the corner when it comes to one of the, in our view at ECSO, key regulatory instruments, which is going to be Cyber Resiliency Act. So this is still work in progress. However, please expect to see some important changes on the regulatory market coming soon. So with ECSO, we are gathering the voice of the industry. We collect recommendations and we put them forward to our partners from the institutions to make it business and market friendly. Of course, keeping in mind that cybersecurity is the end goal of it all. Paul, I guess that over to you when it comes to industrial policy recommendations. And thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for coming. And we are open, as Milda said, to have any discussions that you would like to have regarding ECSO, regarding what we do and what we can do together. Thank you so much and enjoy Cybersec.
Thank you.
Wow.